This Supreme Court has grown into one of the world's powerful constitutional court. Over the past 75 years, it played a pivotal role in upholding the values enshrined in the Constitution: liberty, freedom, justice, equality, balancing the complex demands of democracy, governance, and social change. The Supreme Court is a guardian of fundamental rights. From its inception, it has assumed the role of a sentinel on the qui-vive to protect individual rights. The early interpretation in its judgments, the Supreme Court had early interpreted the fundamental rights, prioritizing procedure over substantive justice. But in the later parts, it marked a shift from formalism to a more expansive and liberty-oriented interpretation of Article 21, life and personal liberty, in Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India. And in Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, it declared the right to privacy as a fundamental right, reaffirming the centrality of individual autonomy. Supreme Court acted as a defender of free speech and expression. The court consistently upheld the freedom of speech and expression under Article 19(1)(a), recognizing it as essential to democracy. In the various judgments, Bennett Coleman versus Union of India, it protected freedom of press against indirect state control. And in Shreya Singhal versus Union of India, struck down Section 66A of the IT Act as unconstitutional, which is a landmark for digital freedom. It has navigated difficult terrain, balancing national security and dissent, often erring in caution. For example, the ADM Jabalpur case, which was later overruled. The Supreme Court is an interpreter and expander of the Constitution. It interpreted the Constitution not as a static document, but as a living instrument. The basic structure doctrine established in Keshwan and the Bharati versus State of Kerala preserved the core values of the Constitution against majoritarian amendments. Through judicial activism and public interest litigation, especially post-emergency, the court expanded access to justice for the marginalized and poor. The Supreme Court is a facilitator of social justice and used its powers under Article 32 and 142 to do complete justice in several socio-economic and environmental matters. Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan recognized workplace sexual harassment laws before legislative action. And in MC Mehta cases, it developed environmental jurisprudence. In Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India, it decriminalized homosexuality, upholding dignity and equality. Supreme Court navigated institutional challenges. The court's journey has also not been without criticism. It was also criticized for judicial overreach, and the said debate remains alive even today. The delays, pendency of cases, lack of transparency in appointments, pre-NJAC have been persistent concerns. The JDM Jabalpur, where personal liberty was subordinated to executive power, remains a dark spot, but its later overruling has restored the court's moral authority. The Supreme Court judgments are now cited in other jurisdictions also. It has become a model of transformative constitutionalism, especially in developing democracies. It played a foundational role in shaping Indian democracy. It is a vibrant champion of liberty, a resilient defender of freedom, and an evolving architect of justice. As India moves forward, it remained ever vigilant, upholding constitutional morality, ensuring judicial accountability, and deepening access to justice for all. The Supreme Court of India is not merely a court of law, but a court of justice, where the Constitution breathes and the people's liberties find their voice. With these brief words about the working of the Supreme Court, I make my brief and I hope and I wish all the best to all the participants in this 2 days seminar, and thank you very much.